Do we even need to talk about last month's TBR? Or can we just pretend it didn't exist? It's bad, guys. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Cassidy, but it's not. Thanks for always tuning into my videos. It is everybody's favorite time of the month. It is TBR time, which means I get to play, this is sideways, my Snakes and Ladders inspired TBR game, which is Snakes and TBR Stacks. This is pretty self-explanatory. I roll. If I hit a snake, I go down, and I add another book. If I hit a ladder, it's a bit of a reward. That's all. That's pretty much the only rules you need to know. But before we get into the rules, I do sadly have to talk to you about my February TBR. I currently, at the time of filming this, I'm like 7 days early, have read one book off my TBR. And I had only like 4 books. I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I didn't even attempt this TBR, and that's just, I don't know. So I will have to add an extra roll. So I'll do 6 rolls instead of 5, because that's like my punishment if I don't complete my TBR. Which is like, whoa, big punishment. I have to read another book? Wow. It's not like I like reading or anything. Other than that, I don't really have a lot to talk to you guys about because I'm going to only talk to you about required reads if they don't make it onto the TBR. But I do have 3 required reads this month, and they're chunky. And then I also have the Cup of Chaos pick, which I didn't complete last month, so it does like carry on over to this month, and I have to read that one as well, which is just the Jen Lyons or the next Seb book, but I haven't fully decided which one I'm going to read, so like I don't think I'll put that on the TBR, but I do need to read those as well. But other than that, we can just get right on into the rolls. Like, really super simple intro for this one. Let's get right on into the TBR building. We ended on our fantasy, so we're gonna start there this time. Roll 1. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A mood read. Our first roll is a mood. This is incredible. I am currently drowning in books I need to read. And like videos I want to do and all of this for March. I don't know why March became like a back-end heavy reading month for me, but it has. So a mood read is good. A mood read means I can pick whatever book I want to read during the month and read it. One of my mood reads will 100% be Adventures of Amina El Sarafi, just because this is the unofficial official book club pick this month. So the late night crew, me, Mel, and Rye, every single month. We skip a couple every once in a while. We do like an unofficial buddy read together, and we ask the late night crew, like in our Discord, everyone reads it with us. So this month it is The Adventures of Amina El Sarafi, and we'll be reading it on sprints together. There's no live show or anything. We just like read on sprints, and it's a lot of fun. And then there's like a conversation within the Discord for it. And it's my favorite way to buddy read, and so I'm excited for it, but it is a long one. I don't know anything about the story. I know it's a pirate, and I know it's like our world. I know people keep telling me that it's in the same world as Daevabad, but like Daevabad is in our world, so like it is, but like it's not like a brand new world or like a world within Daevabad, because Daevabad is our world. That's probably gonna be my mood read for the month. Not gonna lie. Lucky roll 1. Let's do roll 2. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elemental. And on our second roll, we got Elemental. I'm going with Fireborn by Rosaria Munda for this. I'm planning to hopefully get the Dragon Vlog, the next episode of the Dragon Vlog to you, where like I pick the Dragon books for my TBR, since the last one was you guys picking the Dragon books for my TBR. And if you haven't, I will link that down below if you haven't seen that. Planning to do that in March, so this one will be there, and this is a YA fantasy involving dragons. We're following 2 best friends. They grew up together in an orphanage, and they rise to become dragon riders. But the thing is that even though they grew up in an orphanage, when they get older, they end up separated by class, because there ends up being survivors from the old regime that resurface, and they realize that one of the kids is from that family, and the other kid is like a lowborn. So I am excited to see a friendship grow. I believe that this has a really strong friendship. It also might be friends to lovers. I'm not entirely sure. I have lots of friends who absolutely adore it. I know Maria loves this book, and I'm really excited to read it and dive into it. It does sound really good. There's dragons. Dragons breathe fire. I believe that works for Elemental. You can come for me if it doesn't, but I think it does. I'm really excited for this one, and I'm excited to compare it to your guys' pick for me, because you guys picked a YA for me, and you picked Aragon, and I'm picking Fireborn for myself. Roll 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Editing Cassidy here, because I did not realize that this is a snake. I don't know why. At the time, I just didn't see it. So we are going to continue the video as if that wasn't a snake, because that's how I did it when filming. But at the end, I will throw in another roll, another pick for everyone to like. It's the fairest way I can do it, because without redoing the entire thing, which is just like not fun. The next roll I got was spooky, and I didn't want this month. So I just read 13 horror books, and then next month I have plans to read some horror books, so I wasn't really planning on this month being horror heavy at all, but I do have an Our Fantasy prompt left, which is to read a Indigenous author. And so I'm going to pick up Moon of the Crusted Snow, which follows our Indigenous tribe who, they live like off the grid, but like not by choice, because like the government is terrible and gives them not enough stuff for what they need. And so when there's like when all of their communication, all of their technology goes down, they just think like it's a regular day. But in reality, the rest of the world has also gone down, and I think it's like a survival novel, and we're going to see the post-apocalyptic stuff come to them, and they're not going to be prepared for it. I'm very interested in this one. I've heard beautiful things. I know Riley Marie recently read it and loved it, and I'm very excited to try it, and it fits my Our Fantasy prompt, so I'm excited for that. Roll 4. 5. I'm doing the small rolls today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Multi-POV'd. The next roll we got multi-POV'd, which works perfectly. This is like my favorite prompt on the board, because it is so easy for me to hit, because so many of my books are multi-POV'd. For this month, I have another required read, which is the 11th Cycle. This is mine and Mel's book club together for our top tier patrons. We run a book club bi-monthly for top tier patrons called the Indie Archive, where we're reading indie books. But this month is the 11th Cycle, which when we picked this, us and our patrons, I don't think any of us realized how long this book is. It is like 800 pages. I'm so excited for it. I think it's going to be good, and I'm planning on getting the audiobook. But I thought it was going to be like, 500, 600 pages. Not a whopping 800. I'm excited though, because this book is grimdark. And two of my friends, Esme and Dom, have both already read it and rated it and really enjoyed it. So I'm really, really excited. I think I'm going to love this one. I am going to read you the synopsis of this one, which I don't normally do. I normally try to summarize my books, but I think the synopsis is written in a very beautiful prose, so we're going to do it. It has been 1,000 years since the last seed abandoned their duty. The mists are closing in. Finally, the morning bell tolls. A new seed is born, but is it too late? The rot eats away at mortals. The witnesses pray so that they may not turn into one of the forgotten, and the constricting mists infect the lands with fear. But there is more to this tale than just elders and their seeds. 4 mortals will have a part to play in Minitheria's fate. A farmer girl with only love in her eyes, a warrior born to the life of refugee, a highborn stuck between the realm of gods and men, and a woman running into front lines and away from home. Will the cycle finally be completed? Or will the mist swallow all? A seed is born, and evil is slain, so doth another cycle commence. Yet the last seed born hath turned traitor, and the mists which have been pushed back returneth. And then there's a giant content warning, because this book is grimdark. But, that synopsis sounds really good to me. I think it's going to be very character-driven, which I'm excited for. I hope I love the characters. And the magic system just sounds really cool, with, the myths and everything. And I'm very, very, very excited for this one, and I hope I love it. But I was not expecting 800 pages. But, I'm ready. And in my wrap-up, I'm ready to just gush about it and tell you guys how much I loved it. Okay, roll 5. We're getting to snake territory. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god. Yes! And then we hit another mood read, another mood read, another mood read. This month, this board, it's been so nice to me. It gave me mood reads last month too, which, like, we shouldn't talk about how last month did. But it knew. It knew. So again, I have no options for this. Most likely it'll be a book for the Dragon vlog because I need to read those. But I also need to finish Fire the Forebears for the SPFBO vlog. I'm hoping to do that before the end of this month, but like, who knows at this point? I've been avoiding that book for a really long time, so who knows? But there is a mood read and I'm excited to get to read it. I hope I don't roll a 5. Roll 6. Hopefully our last roll. I rolled a 5! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! I cursed myself! And I spoke too soon that the board loved me because then we hit a snake. At least it was on the end of a or prompt because it's like the easiest prompt on the board other than multi-POV'd or map. But we had a snake, which means we need another roll. For this one, I am getting another required read on. We're doing The Great Hunt. I am participating in Wheel of Time Along. I am one of the co-hosts for Wheel of Time Along. And I need to read this month so that I can get to the live show. Honestly, it's smaller than the first book. Like, this one is only like 600 pages. I'm saying only, okay? Like, some of these books get really, really, really chunky. So, I'm excited to dive into this. This is the second book in the Wheel of Time series. So if you didn't know about Wheel of Time Along, like, you have time to catch up still. I believe in you. Believe in you that you could catch up because it's bi-monthly, technically. So I do not want to give an explanation for this book. Like, how do you even summarize the Wheel of Time book 1? The synopsis for this essentially is that in the Wheel of Time, there is magic that is done by genders, and the women can touch the magic freely, but at some point in history, men corrupted their magic. And there is a dark person who comes all the time and is like trying to break free. But they are looking for the dragon reborn, because the dark guy's like the dragon, who will be able to like free the magic or something like that. And then that's the story. We follow our chosen one characters and we go on like a big journey, a big quest. This is a 12-book series, so I'm expecting things to really change from book 1. But I'm excited. Is it 12 books? It's not 12 books. It's like 15 books. But I'm excited to continue. And I don't know when the live show will be. I don't know whose channel it's on. But I'll keep you updated when I do know. There's also a Wheel of Time Discord. The 7th roll. It's okay. We got 2 mood reads, so it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, I thought we were landing for sure on Video Project. And then our last roll is a poll pick, which isn't too bad. I have Our Fantasy ends this month. March is the last month I have for Our Fantasy. I have a couple prompts left. One of them is 3+ authors. And I've been struggling with that, and so I finally decided I'm going to do a short story collection. So I have let my Patreons pick. I have a poll going currently. It's still going, and I'm not going to end it. But I will let you know when I'm editing this which book won. But I'm going to hold up all 3 books for you guys to decide. In the poll pick, I did tell my patrons, I want one of these way more than the others. And I'm counting on all of you to make the right choice. So really hope that they pick the right choice. The first options is Gleanings, which is short stories from the Arc of Scythe. Now this does just have Neil Shusterman's name on it, but when you look at the like actual synopsis, it says Neil Shusterman along with other collaborators, David Yoon, Jared Shusterman, and Sophia Lepent, Michael H. Payne, Michelle Nolden, and Joel Shusterman take us back to the world and throughout the timeline of the Arc of Scythe series, and you just like discover secrets and stuff. So I think this counts as multiple authors. They collabed on it, counting for me at least. So this is my first short story pick, and this is the one I want. I really want to read this. It's also like, I'm gonna say will take me the fastest to read. It is the middlest length of the 3 choices I gave them, but the shortest one is like, so I'm hoping this wins. It's currently in the lead, but like not by a lot. The next option I gave them was a collection of classic horror short stories. I want this one the least. I don't even know why I still own this book. I picked it up for a video concept, and that video concept never came true. This is full of like classic horror authors. I don't like classic horror authors, so this is gonna be pure torture for me to read. Like, I don't like that style of writing most of the time. And then the last option I gave them is Wings of Fire, which is dragon short stories. I'm okay if this one wins. It is the one that's like close call, but like I prefer Gleanings, so I'm excited to read Gleanings. But if this one wins, I will just become a part of the dragon vlog where I read short stories throughout it. So I'm not angry either way, but this one is like a decently like 70 pages longer than Gleanings. And because I have such a chunky TBR this month, I think Gleanings will be easier to read. Also, Gleanings is YA. So I think that will help me read it really quickly. But yeah, I'll let you all know which one the Patrons picked. It'll be right here. And I'm excited to read it, even if it's the one I didn't want. There we have it. There's my TBR. Interrupting your currently scheduled programming to bringing you the last roll. Hopefully, I can't believe that I forgot this. So, we're going to do some rolls. Here we go. I forgot it. I can't believe I missed it. So, we're going to do this vlog style, see what I get. We're on pull pick. 6, 10. Oh god, this is scary. It's snake season up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we were so close to a snake, but we didn't hit one. Illustrated spine. Sadly, I don't own the essay checkerboardy, so I don't know if the spine is illustrated. This is scary. This is so scary. Let me look. None of the books that like I need to read have an illustrated spine. So I'm a little bit cheating, but I texted Mel and Rye since I don't own them, and I asked them if they knew if the Wayward Children series normally has an illustrated spine, and Mel says the cover wraps, and so I'm gonna count that. When I like kind of googled it, it looked like they had an illustrated spine, and I'm gonna do the new one, like Lost in the Moment and Found. I really need to read this. It's gonna be short, and I am excited to get to it. And I think I got all my required reads in besides the Cup of Chaos pick, which is either the next Jen Lyons book or the next Sebastian de Castell book, which could be my mood read for the month, but also maybe not. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know in my wrap up, because like I'm just drowning in things to do. Drowning in books. Oh my god. How did this become a thing? I used to just like read, and now there's just like so many books I want to read that it hinders my reading. Tisk tisk. I need to just vibe. The beauty is that next month will be a lot lighter in terms of workload for me. So that's my TBR. I would say the board was okay to me. Like it did make me hit a snake, but at least it gave me 2 mood reads, which like kind of helps a little bit. Let's see my stack. Okay. This is the stack I currently own, but we could just we'll throw in these as like placeholders because there are 7 books on the TBR technically. I don't know if this is doable because there's more than 7 books I want to read this month. If you made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji just to say you were here, leave me a bumblebee emoji because bumblebees. That's all I have to say. And if you're feeling chatty, let me know your thoughts on any of the books down below, and then or what you're most excited to read in March. And then if you'd like to connect with me on other platforms, my Bookstagram, my Book Twitter, my Goodreads, and my Patreon, all linked in the description bar below. Have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day. I have so much reading to do.